So this is my 13B turbo fake Lamborghini Diablo. Over the past 5 months, we've taken this thing from a bare shell that we found in a barn and turned it into this absolutely wild drift car. Underneath, it's sitting on a BMW E36 chassis, and under the hood, we have a 13B turbo rotary motor making 400 horsepower. Funnily enough, I read one of your guys' comments in the comment section saying we should take this thing to an exotic car meet. Well, it just so happens today my friends from Tough Streeters called me and said, hey, we're having a car meet, there's going to be 10,000 people there, and we want you to bring your fake Lamborghini, and we're going to plonk it right in the middle of all of the Lamborghini and Ferrari supercars that they have on display. Hopefully people don't hate this thing.
So we loaded the car onto the trailer and hit the road, but nothing could have prepared me for just how big this event was going to be.
So we've just rolled in and this is absolutely wild.
Tough Streeters is a huge car show here in Melbourne, Australia, featuring a whole range of different cars. And there were so many people here that you could hardly move, and the level of cars was absolutely wild. But when I saw this real Lamborghini Diablo drive in, my goal was to get our cars side by side. Little did I know, when the Tough Streeters crew pushed our car into the show, we'd end up right next to it.
We are right in the smack bang center of all of the supercars, and look at this. There's a real Diablo right here. It's actually so cool to see. Boom, boom, and look at that. This thing's gorgeous though. And you can see the scale of our Lambo versus this one, and you can tell that they're pretty well on point. This is a different model, obviously. This is a Roadster, but the vibe about them is so the same. It's so cool to see. This is absolutely crazy.
I'm not kidding when I say we were surrounded by some absolutely insane supercars. So naturally, I was pretty nervous about how people would react to our fake Lamborghini. To our surprise, as the crowd started to build, it quickly became one of the most popular cars in the area. So of course we had to entertain the crowd with some beautiful rotary noises. So then I threw a hidden camera on the car and we captured some pretty interesting interactions from people seeing the car for the first time.
Put the engine in the wrong place. Yeah, they fully did it for weight.
While all that was going down, I decided to go on a walk and found my favorite build of the whole show.
Jay from Low Standards and his crazy bus. Jay, my man, we finally get to connect.
Finally!
Honestly, this is probably easily my favorite build this year on YouTube by far.
This is like the people's build. This is the build that I've taken probably 300 people in now, you know? So yeah, it's basically an original Mazda Parkway bus.
Yep.
Like externally original paint and whatnot. A guy was just here that used to travel in this bus 30 years ago at the pub.
So this is the end of the night, everyone's smashed, they get dropped back at their places.
This would have had all the vomit, all that kind of stuff's gone down in here.
This bus could tell stories.
Yeah, probably someone's child being conceived in it. A big thing about builds, if you can have a story that follows it, it makes it even better. So
absolutely.
The bus came with a story, so.
Clearly, the bus is not at the height that it came.
Oh no, yeah, she's dropped at least a foot. Not even joking. Mike's good at editing, he'll chuck a picture of it when it was original, but.
That is
yeah,
sick.
so I've probably taken 300 mil out of height, so.
That's perfect now.
Not bad.
Work BSKF.
Yeah, BSKFs. Just deep boys.
Yeah.
Like for me, I like to keep shit period correct, you know. So for me, it was going to be 15s, small wheels, and we end up slapping them on. We're like, holy shit.
It's honestly like looks so good.
Yeah, and
I don't think you can hit the nail
all
on the
we
head
wanted
any
was
better.
a bus that slammed with camber.
Yeah.
Because it's something you should never see or do. And you have no idea. This guy, a friend of mine, lovely man, did those seats in 4 days, 20 2 seats in 4 days, and his dog passed away in the middle of it all.
Unbelievable.
13 years, and he just did it.
Shout out to him, because that is incredible.
Steve and Sounds, man. It's like, and everybody says it, like the seats.
Yeah, the seats are what make
They've
it.
made the bus.
Yeah.
Without the seats, this bus is not this bus. So.
Can you take us for a tour?
Let's go. There's no step up.
Okay, wait a minute. The footsteps are coming.
We had to chop 70 mil off the bottom of the step to get it lower.
He's respectful. He built it for the elderly. Like, easy to get
Except
into.
you hit your head now.
Holy crap.
Yeah, come on in. And
Yes.
this is basically the bus. This is
Look at this. And this is a perfect lighting, golden hour right now.
That's got all its factory roof lighting that works.
This is absolutely.
Yeah. Still, it's a mix of still original scratched up bus, just fresh trim and fresh wheels, clean glass.
So you can still feel the history in here for sure. 100%.
It's the bus. It is the bus.
Wow.
It's still got some graph on the back of seats, like Tara 03.
Tara.
Yeah, whoever you are, my seat.
Shout
my
out Tara.
Yeah, so
No smoking, please.
no smoking.
Yeah.
It's got the Clarion audio.
Wow. The cool kids always sat at the back of the bus, right?
I don't know if you're ready.
No, I'm not. I'm
You
definitely
got
not.
rotary now. You got rotary. You're in.
I'm in. Honestly, just.
Yeah.
I don't know. Isn't it funny? Because like, just a chill. It's NA13B Bridgeport.
Yeah, 13B Bridgie.
Yeah.
Next best part is it's just there.
Oh my god. Get the
It's
frick out
sucking
of
in
here.
basically seat juice.
Holy.
Last minute build. We're gonna go 20B in it soon. 20B PP. So
Who builds your rotaries?
Stephen Parker.
Okay.
Who's Kiwi fella.
Clearly.
Adelaide Parker Rotorsport. He's just king.
Yeah.
He actually didn't build this. This is a Kiwi built motor.
Yeah.
But he's gone over and stuff. And yeah, I've got a solid engine builder, which we all need, which you're gonna need soon.
I am young. So I purposefully bought my RX-8 fresh rebuild.
Yeah, gotcha.
So that I could avoid that for starters.
Yeah.
But the way I'm cold start rev limiting like I did before,
Yeah.
I think we're going to be in the
Contacting Stephen lanes.
far out.
Yeah.
This just brings
so yeah,
so much
basically
joy.
it's just an old like motor pad forever 13B Bridgie, like Series 4 block.
Crazy.
And it runs a Series 4 RX-7 automatic.
Yeah.
The reason behind the automatic is your gearbox is back here.
You're a weapon. I honestly
Nah,
appreciate
you're
you
good,
so much.
dude. I'm so glad you're in the Rotary family now. Now we're like connected. So.
And he's told me some secrets about stuff we have coming up that I get to join in on, so I'm super stoked. But massive inspiration to me. And this thing, if you ever get a chance to see it, check it out. Go check out his channel if you haven't already. Insane. Give him a sub. It's our first comment, the link at the top of this video.
Thank you, I appreciate
check it out.
it, dude.
And I missed that.
Rotary guys.
Cheers, Jay. All right, I'm leaving the bus. Goodbye.
Thanks, mate.
So we're back in the workshop and it's time to put a bunch of finishing touches on the Slambo.
While this thing may look absolutely gorgeous, it's missing a bunch of fundamental parts that are crucial to the overall look and feel of the car. And a lot of people don't actually notice these parts until I point them out. For example, it's got no wing mirrors. It's got no headlights. We haven't actually fitted the roof. It doesn't have the mesh to cover these holes at the back here. And at the back, it's got no rear bumper. And although I don't mind the look, I honestly want to give it a go with the bumper on. Not to mention, on its first track day, we ended up blowing second gear in the gearbox. We're also going to fit some extra stuff to make this thing extra spicy. So here we have our fresh second-hand gearbox. We've got our wing mirrors, but also we have some new Project Aero splitters for the front bumper and the side skirts, as well as these awesome wee things that I'll show you a little later in the video. But little things like this are just going to absolutely add to this build and take it to another level. But I think first things first, before we do the fun stuff, let's get this thing in the air and change over the gearbox so at least it runs and it drives. So it's the first time I'm seeing under here since our first track day, so let's have a quick look and see how we're looking. So immediately I see we have a wee power steering leak. Turns out that's from one of the fittings, but I actually already knew that that was there because obviously when we moved the car on the track we saw the tiny wee puddle underneath. But the puddle was so small it didn't really bother us too much on the day. But look at the setup under here, it's all hidden, but our dual Phoenix oil coolers, intercooler, so freaking good. Everything looks pretty nice under here. I can see up the back here we had a little bit of rubbing with the back wheel, so that's potentially what was causing me to spin a couple of times on lock, so that's good to know. But other than that, everything looks pretty darn good under here. It's all looking pretty fresh, which I'm really happy about. Then of course you've got our beautiful rear end back here, and everything's just looking super solid, so really happy with that. These Shockworks coilovers still, I just can't get over how freaking amazing they are. But I'm happy with that. Everything is looking great underneath. So first job we're gonna do is get this car mechanically sound again. That means I need this running and driving before we do any of the fun fancy bits. So we've got to put this guy in here. But first we need to get this broken ass gearbox out of this car. Old gearbox, new gearbox. That one is cleaner than this one, but that one's more broken than this one. So let's make this one cleaner than that one. Oof, nice and clean now. How good. Time to slap this thing back into the car so we actually have drive for the rear wheels once again. And I'm pretty sure my voice just cracked, which is very embarrassing. And just like that, our fresh gearbox is now installed in the car. Everything is back together. I didn't want to bore you guys with the details because really, it's just installing a gearbox.
Next up, I did something that's probably going to be controversial to you guys, and that's installing the rear bumper.
So the rear bumper's now on, and I've got to say, I am team rear bumper. I know you guys have been disputing this in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts now that we're going to see the bumper with full color with the rest of the car. But are you ready? So this is how it looks with the bumper on. And I think it just looks so much more aggressive in the rear end, but it also fills it in nicely. So I'm definitely team rear bumper. This is my beautiful fiance, Tara.
Hi.
What do you think?
Oh, I'm team rear bumper. That's why I'm just standing here admiring it.
It looks good, huh? I think it just fills it in. I know like some people say it kind of looks like it's an afterthought, the bumper for the car, but this is just how they built the cars back then. I just think, especially with the number plate in the middle and everything, it just fills it in. Looks great.
Looks tough. I like it.
It looks kind of unfinished without the bumper, I reckon.
Yeah.
The next job on the list was to install our wing mirrors. The first step to doing this was removing our scissor doors. I had to drill a couple of holes in the doors, then the mirrors simply bolted up.
So that is one wing mirror mounted. I'm definitely happy with the way it turned out. We're running a rubber seal through the top here just to make this nice and tidy through this gap. But obviously what we're missing is the mirror itself in here. And this being a kit car, it did not come with the lens of the mirror, just the outer body, which I'm pretty happy about because at least we have that. That'd be extremely hard to find. So our solution is this reflective perspex from our friends at Southeast Plastics. G'day guys, see you there? It's got the plastic film on at the moment, that's why it looks all roughed up, but obviously when you pull that off, it'll be brand new. So what we're gonna do is we'll grab our cardboard and we're gonna make the template for the mirror, then we can lay that down on our perspex and cut out the proper shape. Reversing this thing is an absolute pain in the backside with no mirrors, so I'm very excited to get them fitted. So we'll do a quick test fit to make sure that it fits. Nope, not like that though. Look at that, absolutely bang on. Oof, so satisfying. All right, quick test fit, boom, absolutely perfect. It is actually crazy how much something like wing mirrors can change the look of a car. It's not even on the ground yet, but look at that. Like just the width of the wing mirrors, it just adds that little bit to the car but changes it completely. I think they look absolutely awesome, and I'm so happy that we got the actual mirrors with the kit. Otherwise I'd have to run some aftermarket F1 style mirrors or something. But they came together really nicely and they're actually functional. I spent a bunch of time sitting in the driver's seat and making sure that that is pointing in the exact direction we need so that I can back the car up and actually see if there's something behind me that I'm gonna hit, which is rad. But this reflective acrylic is absolutely perfect for what we needed. Now in that last scene, you eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed I have a headlight in the car. Look at that. So basically for the headlights, keeping it really simple, we literally have these LED light bars here, and that's all we're using. Basically, they're just sitting under our sleepy eye headlights and tuck in there super nicely, but it actually looks pretty cool. I'll show you guys once we get this one in how it all looks once the LEDs are all powered up, but it looks pretty sweet. And our park lights actually work in our indicators as well, so it's full street car mode. So let's get this other headlight in and I'll show you guys exactly how they look. So we officially have 2 headlights in the car. I know that'll make a bunch of people really happy. Also, it just looks like it gives the car a little bit of life. And that means technically right now, if I've done everything properly, this should be quite an exciting moment for the build. So we flick the power on here. Then we should just hit this headlight button right here. And dun dun dun. Oh, it looks a lot brighter up the front. We have headlights. Look at that. So cool. I mean, it's a little bit of a bummer that these aren't LEDs. They're like the old school bulbs, whereas obviously that's LED, but that is freaking sweet. And I can tell you, they're definitely nice and bright. Our SP Tools toolbox right here, definitely lit up right now. Very cool. Our car officially has eyeballs. So now that we have the headlights in the car, it's time to move on to the thing I've been waiting for ages, and that is the front splitter and side skirt splitters. Now the team at Project Aero custom made these, and they're pretty sick. So they're made out of a really durable urethane plastic, and basically not only do they look awesome, but they're actually supposed to protect the underside of your front lip, and I'll show you guys. We've actually been rubbing the front lip underneath when we've been going up on the trailer, whereas this acts as a protectant, so it pretty much goes under like that. It looks so sick though. Like immediately it just looks more aggressive, which is pretty mad, but it actually has a purpose because it protects the underside. But also, one of the best things about the Project Aero stuff is it comes with this hardware, and it's specifically made so it's flush and countersunk, so that when you bolt it up to the underside, it's flush so it doesn't scrape against the ground and rub away, which is a big thing with front lips and stuff like that. So without further ado, I've got Dan here behind the camera, and he's gonna help me. Let's do it. Wow.
Did it.
Did it. Look at this. The team even gave me a countersunk drill bit for the hardware. I don't know if they give this to everyone, so don't quote me on that though. But I got one because I'm special. No shaking here. Alright, now we do the rest of it.
These Project Aero splitters are really easy to install, and they rate really highly on the effort versus reward scale, as they completely change the look of your car.
So all the splitters are now on, and I've moved the car outside so that we can get the full view of the car. Not only that, but it was really annoying me. Having everything crammed in here in the shop, we definitely are running out of space, but I've got some upgrades coming soon, don't you worry. But once again, these splitters have completely changed the look of the car. Small mods, huge impact. Check this out. This thing is looking absolutely ridiculous now. Look at those splitters, man. It just adds that little touch of aggression that this thing maybe perhaps was missing, but that in the combination with the wing mirrors being on as well, it looks incredibly aggressive, this car. The headlights, everything Jeez, it looks good. I am gonna raise the rear just a touch because I don't like how the front is so much higher than the rear, but we need the front this high. I've raised it a little bit. A, because I don't want the front hitting the ground, and B, because we need clearance for lock with this thing because it's actually a drift car and gets used. The rear bumper as well, jeez. The whole thing just looks incredible. I'm over the moon with this thing. But as per usual, we are not done just yet. We have more to add to this car. So we didn't just get splitters from Project Aero, we also got these. Now these are one of the cheapest, coolest mods you can do to your car. Now these are one of the cheapest, coolest mods you can do to your car, and these are wing mirror visors. So basically these kind of add to the wing mirrors and just complement them a little bit. I'll show you guys how to install them. But the only tool you need to install these is a heat gun. So let's throw them onto the Slambo. All right, some ASMR unboxing for everyone. Oof, check that out, so good. So essentially the way these fit is they go like in here. But as you can see, there's like an adhesive lip right here with the double-sided tape that you take off. What you do is you heat it with the heat gun on this end so that it curves around with the mirror. So essentially it should sit in somewhere like that, and the Project Aero on this side kind of sits flat with the mirror. Grab our heat gun, heat up the end. Oh, yep, she's floppy. Chuck her in. Wow, that's sick. And stick it on. Dude, that is so cool. So when we talk about small mods with a big impact, I think these might be the ultimate, because check this out. That looks absolutely awesome.
The next mod we're doing is filling in these holes on the body. We're doing this using a cardboard template and some bumper mesh from our local Autobarn. I used tin snips to cut out the shape, then we simply use the Sikaflex body sealant to hold it in, and voila, the job is done.
I've got to admit, this worked way better than I thought it was going to. We're using this universal mesh that I got from Autobarn. It's just the bumper mesh that goes in your front bumper, but it's worked super well for us here. Like, it's filled in these holes absolutely perfectly, and it just looks so much more complete now that we have those in the holes, so that it's not just random holes in the body of the car, but it still allows the full airflow into those ducts, which is awesome because we actually use these ducts properly, because in the back here we have all of our cooling and everything, and we want the hot air to go that way, so all of this air blows in through here and goes out the back, and it just encourages airflow. But as simple as that was, I'm really happy with the outcome. So before we finish up, we have one last mod to do to the Slambo. So currently we're running harnesses in the car on our Raceworks bucket seats, but they're pretty basic harnesses, and we're actually going to be driving this car at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. Now the Adelaide Motorsport Festival is a super prestigious event, and obviously their regulations are very strict, which means we need some serious race harnesses for this car. Luckily, the team at Raceworks has come through with the goods, and check this out. So of course I couldn't just go ahead and get the black harnesses because this thing is all about the show off and the looks. So we went for the beautiful pink harnesses. These are so good. Now they do have purple, red and black as well, but I chose the pink because I thought it goes really well with the pink on the livery in the Slambo. But the best thing about these harnesses is that they are FIA approved, which means these are the real deal. They're good to go racing with, and they're going to keep us super safe, especially because this thing is a fiberglass body. So we really should be doing everything we can to keep ourselves safe in this car, especially with the level of drifters we're going to be driving with at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. I feel like a lot of those guys, they go pretty hard. So let's go ahead and throw these gorgeous harnesses in the car. So just slot this bad boy through here. Oof, the pink is gonna look so good. That's crazy. That is always the best feeling, removing the plastic. These are beautiful. Finishing touches on builds is always my favorite, but this is just So good. It's just brightened up the interior in the exact way that I was hoping for. But these have definitely elevated the level of the interior. It looks so nice in there now. Those harnesses just absolutely pop in there. I cannot wait to thrash this thing at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival, and it'll be so good getting redemption in this thing after breaking the gearbox the first time around. One thing I'm going to do is change the diff ratio on this thing, because at the moment it's got the 3.07 diff, and I was drifting in first and second gear, which is absolutely crazy. We've got a 4.45 diff to put in this thing now, which means we'll be in second and third, and it should be a much more usable diff ratio. Time to put it in the shop. Well, that's a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it was quite a long one. But the next time you see this car, we will be drifting at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival. Very exciting. I know a bunch of you guys have been hounding me about getting a drift kart video out. It's coming, I promise. The whole series is coming. We're gonna be rebuilding that thing from the ground up, and I just wanna do the series justice, so I don't want to rush it. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're almost at 100K subscribers, and I'm very pumped for that. We'll have to figure out something to celebrate, of course. But I'm gonna go get some sleep. I don't know if you can tell, I'm super tired, but thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace! Slambo, she's just getting better and better, bit by bit. Bye.